Hello everybody and welcome to the inaugural ACSA College Football Playoff, the first one ever on Maximum Football 2020. Here in Season 1 we got the semifinal games, starting with the 4th seeded Seattle College Cascades coming from the Big Pacific Conference and the #1 team in the land in the Warwick Rebels. And we're going to find out today a doubleheader for you guys. We're going to find out who is going to the first ever national championship game for the ACSA. So make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new to the channel as well. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Warwick already facing 3rd and long here. Williams going to send one down the right sideline though. Finds Jones down the field. Good for a first down though. As we got some snow coming down. I know the Rebels are used to it coming from the great state of Rhode Island. Knows they have a man wide open. Goal down the left side, and the Rebels of Warwick University are going to strike first. Warwick with an early 7-0 lead here, as they will strike first here in this ball game. And as they force a free and out on the Seattle College Cascades, we'll now get another look at this Warwick offense. Now with somehow Curtis being able to get out of there, he was surrounded by 5 Seattle defenders and somehow managed to sneak up out of there and get into the end zone. So another touchdown for Warwick already, as it's an early 14-0 lead for the Rebels here, as Williams is going to be able to get out of the pocket here. That is going to be good for the first down. Is now 1st and 10. Williams again dropping back. They're looking good on offense early on. Going to throw it over the left sideline. Had himself a man there, but luckily it was incomplete though. That would have gone for big yardage if that was not the case. As speaking of which, there's Carr wide open on that left sideline, able to get it across midfield. So once again they're in Seattle College territory again. Williams though going to throw short to Carr, and Carr is going to be able to get him almost into the red zone as well. Another short throw that is able to be turned into a larger gain. So Seattle College having a hard time containing the underneath routes, and we're seeing it right now as Warwick early on able to move up and down this football field. As we got 1st and goal coming up, Williams will drop back again. Williams throwing to the left side, gets it to Carr, who nearly gets into the end zone. They're going to mark him at about the 1-yard line, as Dalvin Cook actually almost got into that end zone. And then Love of Warwick does end up squeezing up in there. So 1 quarter playing down, and Warwick is already up 21-0. So not a good start whatsoever for the Cascades here. They certainly have some work to do here. They want to get themselves back into this ball game, as Anderson is actually going to pick up the first down at least for the Cascades. So, you know, maybe the offense is starting to find some rhythm a little bit. Maybe they're settling down. At least that's what I would like to hope, as Sutton will go ahead and throw over to that left-hand side. Gets it out to Anderson, who does get across midfield for the Cascades. And maybe that is what's happening. They're settling down. That's what you like to see. If you're a fan of this Big Pacific Conference team, as we do have 2nd and 1 coming up. However, now 3rd and 4. Sunt dropping back to pass, going to throw it to the right sideline, gets a Taului, but he fumbles the football, and Haynes of Warwick is actually going to recover the fumble, and Warwick was able to turn around and, you know, you'll get a field goal off of it. But ever since then, it's 20. Nothing much has changed, but Warwick getting another touchdown on the board, and Warwick just went ahead and ran away with this game. They will be moving on to the semifinals. So the Warwick Rebels easily pull away from this one. They win this game against the Seattle College Cascades, winning by a final score of 38-3. A very impressive performance for the Rebels, as they confirm that they will be going to the College Football National Championship game. And now the only thing left to decide now is who is going to be playing against the Warwick Rebels in that national championship game between Capital Tennessee and Lake Oswego, home of the Ironmen. Now I will say, guys, if you are enjoying this video right now, this college football semifinals episode in the inaugural season of the ACSA, please do me a favor and, guys, smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into this game now between Capital of Tennessee and Lake Osago. Should be a good one as well. So both teams now are just about ready to go ahead and square things up between the Capital of Tennessee Bulldogs and the Iron Man of Lake Osago. Lake Osago, of course, being really the media darling of the ACSA. Of course, you know the story. Group of 5 team from the Rocky Mountain Conference. They are here representing it as a higher seed too. Number 2 seed in the country, whereas Capital of Tennessee, they've looked like one of the best teams in the country from beginning to end. At least one of the more consistent squads. As you see right there, an interception on the play, giving Capital of Tennessee the football. As things do remain tight right now, as both offenses are having a very hard time getting things going here early on. Really, the opposite of the other semifinal game that we saw, or I guess I should say how Warwick played at the beginning of the game. We're still only about a minute left in the entire first half, and nobody has done anything. Both teams have really gone back and forth here so far, but we might be able to see a breakthrough here. About 30 seconds left here in the first half, as Gray's going to send a shot down the right sideline. He had himself the man, but it was incomplete though. And so Gray going to try again on 3rd and 9, throw it over the middle, finds Davis. Going to try to get to the sideline. Can he get out of bounds? I don't know if we got it, but he does get the first down. Although that clock is still running though, so if Capital Tennessee is not careful, this might be the last play of the first half. And Gray gets sacked. They don't even call a timeout, so major bullet dodge by Lake Osago for sure. And that does mean indeed that this game still remains tied at 0 at the half. This is exactly the kind of game that Lake Osago will want to play against a Capital of Tennessee type of game. Really taken from that Northern Virginia game that Capital Tennessee played back in the inaugural week of the ACSA. They kept things ugly, and they kept things close that way, and almost ended up pulling the upset as well. So Lake Osago doing the same strategy. They just got to get points on the board here, as Gray will drop back to pass once again. He does manage to scramble out of the pocket, gets to the first down marker here as well, as Deshaun Gray keeps moving them forward, moves the chains for the Bulldogs. It's now 1st and 10. Gray going over to the left-hand side. Atkins tries to get the spin move, but great job, though, by Lake Osago in terms of going ahead and trying to, keep everything in front of him. And it also helps that the other team is kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit thanks to that penalty, a illegal procedure, backing them up a few yards. But, of course, Capital Tennessee, they will end up picking up the first down here. Because now we got 3rd and 6, so the drive might stall out now. Gray will drop back the pass once more, going to try to get out of the pocket, but Deshaun Gray, though, unfortunately stuffed at the 20-yard line. Capital Tennessee, they did settle for a field goal, but it's also the first points that we've seen in this entire ball game right now. Also been a pretty clean game overall. Matter of fact, we've only seen 1 turnover as well. So, Capital Tennessee, they're still holding on that 3-0 lead right now, but Lake Osago gets their first turnover of the game, and it's a big one right there. Hardrick gets Lake Osago in the red zone, and a golden opportunity for the Ironmen to take the lead here. We'll see if they can do it, as Webb is going to go ahead and pick up the first down, leading to a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. As Webb will try to drop back, throw immediately over the middle to King, who's lit up like a Christmas tree, and drops the football. But the Ironmen will continue to try again. Edwards trying to get into the end zone, and does end up getting there. Touchdown, Lake Osago. The Ironmen have just taken the lead here in the inaugural ACSA College Football Playoff, and they're going bold. They're going to end up going for 2. Joe Webb diving into the end zone himself, getting that 2-point conversion, and that extends the lead up even further. An 8-3 ball game. Now this is a huge time for the Bulldogs here. They're going to have to come up with some kind of response, as they had a man. That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown right there if it was caught. But it was overthrown by Deshaun Gray, which does mean that we will have to go ahead and go for another first down here once again. Now 1st and 10. Gray dropping back. He's looking around. Going to go ahead and move things upfield, and is going to end up picking up the 1st down here as well. On top of that, it's now 1st and 10 once more. Gray dropping back. He's looking around. Got plenty of time in the pocket. Going to end up getting out of there, though. Had an open hole to run through. And Deshaun Gray picking up plenty of yards before he was finally brought down. As now we change sides of the field as we go into the 4th quarter of play now. Capital Tennessee still finding themselves down 8-3 here with only 1 quarter left to play. Can Lake Ozago produce another stop? The defense has been phenomenal all day today, but it needs to come up big here if Lake Ozago wants to pull off the unthinkable and go to the national championship game here in this ACSA. But it's going to get pretty tight down here in the goal line. Only a few yards away. 3rd and goal. Bland taking the handoff. Gets the blocks he needs. And he's in as well. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And 9-8, meaning that the Bulldogs now take the lead. And they're also going to go for 2, which is good. Atkins picking up the 2-point conversion for the Capital Tennessee Bulldogs. And the Super South Conference representative pulls 3 points ahead of Lake Ozago with 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter of play. And now here we go. We're going to see what Lake Ozago is made of right here. Webb up the middle, spin cycle. 1st down for the Ironmen. They're on the move once again. They have one thing on the mind. They have upset on the mind. Nobody giving them a chance this entire season. The whole Group of 5 nation closely watching right now as they continue to drive across midfield. But there's a fumble. Capital Tennessee recovers. Could that potentially stop them in the tracks? I'm not sure. We're going to have to find out what this team is made of now. As Lake Ozago, they need the defense to step up once again. On the previous drive, they gave up a touchdown and even a 2-point conversion. They need the same thing here as Gray trying to go deep. Had a man, but it's underthrown. As Capital Tennessee is now in a 3rd and 5. Gray dropping back again, facing pressure instantaneously, but they cannot contain him within that pocket, and uses that mobility to get to the outside and get to the 1st down marker, giving the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs to work with here in the 2nd semifinal game of the ACSA. But the Bulldogs also face 3rd and long. Let's see. Gray dropping back. He's looking about. Got all the time in the world. Gonna try to run for the 1st down marker. He gets some yards. It looks like it's outside of field goal range. And now Lake Ozago, one last chance. Can they at least tie the game? And that's gonna help. Hill down the sideline, already to about midfield. Lake Ozago on the move, quickly getting to the line of scrimmage as they are now out of timeouts. As Joe Webb looking around, going to try to run it for it himself. He's got some blocks downfield, gets a little too greedy though and fumbles the ball. That is the ultimate difference. Capital Tennessee wins against Lake Ozago and will be going to the national championship game against the Warwick Rebels. So it all comes down to this: the ACSA Inaugural College Football Championship game, which will take place against the Capital Tennessee Bulldogs and the Warwick Rebels. It should be a great one to determine who is going to win the national championship in Season 1. It should be a really good one, so do me a favor and please smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you do happen to be brand new to the channel, as well as love what you see here. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow night with the ACSA National Championship game. Till then, take care, everybody.